everybody. Do I sound different? It's because I'm sick, but not too sick to answer your questions. First of all, thanks to everybody who offered advice to viewer Brianna on bullying. And before I get into this week's questions, I just wanted to read off a comment from @AmberWilliams. I've been bullied and I've been the bully. I was bullied a lot until about 4th grade, then I snapped. It wasn't until high school that I stopped. I've apologized to those that I've been able to contact since then, and looking at why I was bullying, I just started to pity bullies, not hating them. I was hurting, though that isn't an excuse. There are some pretty bad things that happened to me that I won't say here, and that I took out on the wrong people. We can't take it back, but I apologize as a former bully. And maybe that's something to keep in mind for people like Brianna and others who are dealing and have dealt with bullies, is that a lot of times that aggression is probably coming from a dark place in those bullies' lives. And while I know that that doesn't minimize the pain that they are inflicting on you, it might offer some perspective on how to overcome that in your own life. I got a question here from @LeopardRoar, who is a bit distraught. Over the course of my life, I've been freakishly happy constantly. Lucky you. My default mode has been happy, but recently in my life, stuff has been changing and I've been getting much more stressed and a little depressed. I am afraid to ask my parents because they might think I am, all caps, suicidal, depressed, which I am, all caps, not. I also used to be quote unquote perfect student. I always was able to mentally keep track of everything, and this year I just can't focus on what I need to do. Advice? Here's my advice @LeopardRoar. This by no means is me dismissing your concerns, but it sounds to me like you are going through puberty. This resonates a lot with what it felt like for me when I went through puberty. The world went from being very simple to being very complicated. I think what you are going through is perfectly natural. It's probably the result of, yes, life-changing things getting a little bit more complicated in the day-to-day, made all the more complicated by changes that are probably happening in your brain and in your body. I would also encourage you that if you have a good relationship with your parents, to talk to them. They might not assume that you're completely suicidal unless you say that, hey, mom and dad, I feel completely suicidal. They might be able to take some of those stressors off of you. Also reach out to friends if you got them, to talk to them about things that are probably happening similarly in their lives. While you might not be quote unquote freakishly happy constantly, there are amazing things ahead of you. And finally, on this week's Ask Sick Kristen, we have a question from @CheeseWolf, who says, CheeseWolf, I don't have any talents besides school-related talents, math, and I don't have anything I'm passionate about. How do I become less boring? To phrase your question another way, you want to know how to become more interesting, and you're saying that you don't have passions or interests outside of the passions and interests you listed, which is, for example, math. Listen @CheeseWolf, you are talented and smart, and you do have interests, and one of which is math, and I don't see anything wrong with having that kind of school-related talent. Now, I know walking up to a girl and saying, hey lady, you wanna know about the Pythagorean theorem? Maybe not the sexiest thing in the world. The best thing that you can do for yourself is parlay the talents that you have in school-related activities such as math into self-confidence. Whatever kind of skills that you have that are school-related are really gonna set you up for quite a successful future. And beyond that, if you want to become less boring, aka more interesting, exercise your curiosity. It's from cultivating that curiosity that the passion that you're looking for is probably going to emerge from. First, you gotta explore. You gotta get out there. See some things, consume media, and exercise your brain even more than you already are. You're already off to a good start @CheeseWolf, because you have talents and abilities and interests, and you should not be ashamed of them. Find confidence in the stuff that you are good at. Those are very valuable and profitable skills, believe me. And now, lovely viewers, I want to hear from you. What input and advice do you have on the stuff that I talked about this week? And if you have any input and advice on how I can get over this wretched cold, That would be great as well. Ask me your questions below. Anything you want to know, I'll try my best to tackle. See you next week.